Hi, my name is Shania Hauser. I'm a double major in health science and psychology. I had two separate internships. So in the fall, I was at Transylvania Vocational Services, or TVS. TVS teaches adults who have mental disabilities how to advocate for themselves. At TVS, there were two separate groups, lower functioning and higher functioning. With the higher functioning group, we would take them to yoga, or we would go to Blue Ridge Community College. Here we would teach them like simple things like math or like money, longitude, latitude. With the lower functioning group, here we would teach them how to properly express themselves. So at the start of the day, we would have basically a mood chart or whatever, and we would basically have them point to how they're feeling, with green being happy and red being very angry. We'd also ask them to describe the weather outside. So is it hot, rainy, anything of that nature? Research shows that individuals who go through this program are more likely to be more engaged in the community. And this shows in my internship because a lot of them have jobs. Some of them work at McDonald's or even like Ingles. They even have their own volunteer work. I remember going to this food place, and the lady would just sit there and like do the backs for them just to help them out and everything. That was really motivating me. At TVS, I took more of a backseat role here. I would really just observe the direct support professionals. I was able to lead an activity, which was really great. It was with the high functioning group. So the activity was like you had a frog and you would tap on his butt and try to get it in the container, and like the one with the most frogs in the bucket won. And they absolutely loved it. It was such a silly game, but they loved it. And what really touched me is that one of the clients there, he is like really reserved. Like he doesn't talk. He's really nonchalant, like kind of nonverbal. But he got one in there, and I'm sitting next to him. He taps on me and goes, like, look, basically saying, like, look, I did it. And that really motivated me to, kind of stick with what I wanted to do. My goal here was um, I really wanted to get a feel of working with people who have mental disabilities. I'm a aspiring healthcare administrator, so I want to get different aspects. I've already worked as a certified nursing assistant, so I like have dealt with older people and basically doing daily activities for them. Also, I started looking at this from a manager perspective because like a healthcare administrator is a manager. So I would observe like things that would change. So one thing I did want to change is getting both groups out more, not just the higher functioning groups. Um, my accomplishments here, I gained everything I wanted to out of this internship. I got a deeper understanding of how to deal with people who have mental disabilities and like how they interact with each other. So I was very appreciative of that. Um, my internship, my current internship is at Elevate Physical Therapy. Here, I help the assistants like restore mobility in the patients. I was doing this from like a psychology aspect, so I was looking at psychological factors such as age or like patient interaction. That was one of the big one, patient interaction. And research shows like if you build a bond with the patient and the therapist, if they have a strong bond, then it's most likely to aid their recovery. Plus, if I'm sitting there doing a back squat and my therapist is there and I'm not really trained on it, it could really hinder my progress. Yes, I'm sitting there doing back squats, but if I'm doing them correctly is the real question. My responsibilities here, so I would make the heat packs for the assistants in the patients, basically. After that, I would put them on a machine to get them warmed up for the assistant. So that'd be like moving their arms or like their legs, just getting them warmed up for their appointment. And my goal here was to really alleviate the stress and on both the therapist and the patient, because I know a lot of times it goes to the doctor, we're sitting there waiting for 30 plus minutes and we're getting so aggravated. And I know like the doctors have a bunch of patients just for that one specific doctor. So I know it's like really a lot of stress on both of them. So I just get them ready so that releases stress on the patient, not sitting there waiting. And the assistant gets time to chart or like eat because I know that a lot of the times they're just getting done with their last patient. They're trying to chart. So I know like it's easier to keep their train of thought. My accomplishments here, I was able to integrate both of my majors, which was really important to me because last year I was really questioning what am I going to do with my health science degree. I was like, is this really for me? Is it really necessary? But being at both of these internship sites really helped me understand like I can do both. I can have the best of both worlds. Also, I was able to explore the psychological aspects of human movement. And I really want to like dive deeper into not just the visible elements that people face. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look at someone, see their limping, it's like, oh, they need physical therapy. But as a healthcare administrator, it goes beyond that. It goes like, hey, is it their environment they live in or like biological? And that's what's really important. I want to get experience with that now. So I'd kind of already have the experience going into becoming a healthcare administrator. How it applies to my future, as I said before, I'm a aspiring healthcare administrator. Both of these sites really give me different aspects. So with Elevate Transform, sorry, with Elevate Physical Therapy, I was exposed to more the operational side. And then with TVS, I was able to deepen my understanding of psychological and social dimensions of healthcare. Basically, both of these sites aided me in my future goals, and I'm really appreciative of them. Thank you.